Okay, this is the Brown Duke Gun Show. My name is JP Garcia, here today with the normal cast of characters. We've got Austin, we've got Brandon, we've got everybody, and we're going to talk about what's going on with Sentry Manufacturing and Sentry Defense. We are just starting out. We're very close to the summer. School is almost out for the kids, so it's a good time to check in to see what's happening with everybody and what we can expect over the next few months. At the range and with manufacturing, because I know there are a lot of things cooking on both sides. And so really, I guess kick off the one place I want to kick off was really with Sentry Manufacturing, because we've been talking about it all morning, right? And just getting an update of things to come. What things can you announce? Because I know that there's some things in the background that we've been talking about. So, Austin, while I'm eating a cookie, do you mind if I get a recap of or give everybody an idea of what's going on with manufacturing?
Sure. We'll do another shout out too. We're still snacking on Talkback's cookies because we can't stop eating them. Matt
Thalicator of Talkback cookies. You can find them online. Yeah. They're $10 a bag.
The official snack of of Sentry Manufacturing and the Brown and Sentry Defense and the Brown Duke Gun Show.
There you go. I am, and you found your favorite, and I found my favorite. Mine's the chocolate.
Yeah, mine's the Szechuan peanut butter.
Yeah.
And Brandon's doesn't.
Brandon doesn't like sweet and spicy.
I do spicy with sweet.
Yeah.
Salty and sweet's good.
Yeah.
Come up with the straight chocolate chip.
That's right.
Do like a peanut butter and sea salt one? That would be
good.
Oh, there you go.
Sea salt caramel thing.
That'd be gas. But yeah, so
call it the Brown Duke cookie and then send it.
Yeah. Make one called the Brown Duke. People might not buy that, but
no, they probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, the Sentry Manufacturing cookie.
Yeah. We'll sell them on site. Look,
that'd be interesting. Take them to the shows. Take them to all the gun shows.
And give out free cookies?
Free cookies. That would be pretty
Brian
sweet.
Does with all his drinks.
Yeah,
dude. We would.
Yeah.
Where does he live?
He's in Seattle.
It says Washington. Probably made in Washington.
There is a TOA in Washington, so maybe next year. Yeah. I might, if we hit that TOA next year, I will. We'll definitely invite you and get you come give out some cookies.
There you go. Yeah.
You'll be the first ever tactical cookie, dude.
The tactical cookie, dude. That is a market. That's a market. A tactical cookie, especially because they've got it's.
And we can make some. We can make some that are like protein based. Those guys eat that up, dude.
There you go. Oh, yeah, because
some pre-match snacks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Dude. There you go.
Why are we marketing for you?
A new idea, Matt. Just make us some tactical cookies with protein.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it worked for Black Rifle Coffee. Why can't it? And then you get in with them, and you're the official snack of Black Rifle Coffee.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so a lot of cool things happening with Sentry Manufacturing. When you guys are so right now for us, it is right around the end of May. So we have some stuff that we can announce. By the time that you guys see this, our newest product called GasLock will have been released. So if you haven't heard about it, you can probably go on our Instagram, Facebook, or website and see that it is now likely available for pre-order. Trying to think of my timeline. It probably isn't shipping yet. But let's talk about GasLock. So most of our viewers obviously know about Sentry Manufacturing and know about Deadlock. If you don't, check out our social media, check out our website, check out what we do. So with Deadlock, we had not just our locking, our patented locking feature. We had when we set out to build Deadlock. Initially, it was built around obviously the locking mechanism, and we talk about this all the time. Yeah. Once we said, "Hey, look, we're going to build a charging handle," we said we're going to fix all the things that we don't like about other charging handles, or in essence, it might sound a little cocky, but we said, hey, we're just going to build the best charging handle in our opinion. So with Deadlock, you not only get the locking mechanism, but you get all the other features that we that we kind of built in the Deadlock. So you get our patented truly independent latching mechanism. So we have the only truly ambidextrous charging handle on the market. You get the little bit more robust design. The whole handle is made of 70-73 versus like plastic or 60-61 like some other manufacturers. You get our gas feeding properties, purely mechanical, that actually works. And some other cool features. You get the angled gusset at your gas heat contact point for additional strengths. Plus, you get all the science that we put behind to make the charging handle stronger. So We got videos and all that stuff on our social media. So anyway, make a long story short, we when we brought this product to shows, SHOT Show and other shows specifically, we had manufacturers that approached us, rifle manufacturers that approached us about OEMing the handle in their guns. So after some investigation with said companies and manufacturers, the kind of end-all be-all answer was, we really want to use this handle. We're probably going to use it on our military and law enforcement side, but if that company either wasn't servicing military and law enforcement, or they were asking for a standard charging handle. So what they wanted
without the lock.
Without the lock. So they were saying, "Hey, can you make one without the lock?" Which we knew when we designed Deadlock was kind of an inevitability. But the kind of issue that stemmed for us from a business standpoint was that it's like, hey, you put your not our business. We're not a charging handle company. We just started with the idea and it happened to be successful. So it's kind of taken up a lot of our time, right? Obviously we have new products, and by this time we actually might have new products that we are releasing. When you see this, probably not though. But we are working on some other stuff that's not charging handles. So anyway, long story short, when we put our kind of, all of our efforts behind a charging handle that is anti-snag and all this stuff, it's kind of difficult to market a handle that is now a standard charging handle.
Right.
But when the OEM manufacturer says, "Hey, look, on the commercial side, this is what we want," then we of course say, "Yeah, we can deliver on that." So, GasLock is our answer to OEM manufacturers' question of, can you design a premier charging handle for OEM use? And obviously, yeah, we can do that. So,
like for the masses.
Yes, for the masses.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like whenever you have a rifle, like the first people have never had the charging handle before, we don't want it to put it in a rifle and not explain it to them, right? Because then like, oh, now this handle's not working. It's like, no, there's a button on the back, right? So our handle is very specific for certain operators that deal with stuff, right?
Right.
So we don't want to put that in an OEM handle. And we do, like Austin said, whenever we first designed this product, we thought it would gonna have the idea of that. That's why we had the pin.
Yeah, that's why we had that's why we had the option to override it. We knew there's going to be people that didn't want it.
Didn't want it. So we had the pin in there so you can drive the pin through. But the other issue that we came through is price. So the way that we make those handles, they have extra parts in them. 2 extra springs, at least 2 extra springs, plus an extra button in the back that you have to manufacture. So the price is going to be more expensive than a standard charging handle because you have more parts. Right.
Yep. So and more complex to machine.
More complex machines of it, like how they have to actually mill this thing out. So we want to make sure that we can get this other handle in there at a lower price point. So now with dropping the button for that product, we can reduce the cost and make it more widespread that way. And it's not like some people's ask like, hey, is this a 2.0 version? Like, no, this is not 2.0 version. This is taking away things and making it a cheaper option. Right. Yep. So some people that didn't want this one option, they can afford it if it's a little bit cheaper, or they just wanted all the other benefits. So it's not like an upgraded version.
Or a downgraded version. It's just our answer to OEM manufacturers saying, can you make one without a button that still maintains all the features?
Well, yeah. So I would put it like this, right? So when you guys were looking at the market of, the law enforcement, military operators, all of that stuff, who needed a charging handle that would lock in place so that it wouldn't come out of battery and all of that stuff, their requirements were, A, needs to defeat gas, right? We don't want, when we're wearing our silencer suppressors on our rifles, I say wearing, but you guys will get what I mean. We don't want that gas to blow back in our face, right? Like that's a big problem that, that everybody has in a rifle. You get some blowback. A lot of it comes back through the charging handle, right? 1, 2, the main feature, we need this thing to lock in place until we want it to unlock so that we don't, if it catches on our gear, it catches on the side of the car, it doesn't pull the bolt out of battery, right? And let's just call those the 2 main features, right? And so this market is a small market, right, of people who need this. And then the people who make rifles, big manufacturers who I'm hoping we can name soon, not today, but soon. They said, okay, well, we don't need the locking thing, but if you gave us the gas part, we could put it in all of our rifles. That's a big market, right? And that's more widespread. The people who are using the silencer suppressors want that part, maybe not want or need the locking part. And it just so happens that it makes it less expensive.
Yep.
Right.
And I think like if you're gonna go and buy one, like if you've never tried any other one and you want to buy one, buy the Deadlock model because you have both options and you can lock it out. Right. So if you have like 5 rifles, you buy one Deadlock, you can try it out, see how you like it. If you're like, hey, I love this button, then buy the rest of them Deadlock. If you say like, hey, I don't like it, but I like all the other features and I'm gonna end up pinning it, then you can buy other Deadlocks. But like if you're never gonna use it, then buy the rest of them in GasLock. Right. So buy one of them in that and test it out and see how you like it.
Yeah. Or if you have like a main like rifle, some folks will do that. Like if you have like a main go-to gun, then utilize the Deadlock. And if you, for some reason, you know, we think, like Brandon said, if you like the Deadlock, then you should be consistent across the board.
I think so.
But you know, there's folks that might have like, you know, 30 ARs and some of them play guns. You know, it's like, yeah, then you know, you're more than welcome to, you know, do whatever. But if you have like 2 go-to guns, then they both need to run, you know, whatever you're consistently running. So that's GasLock.
And as a training part, before we move on to that, like as a training portion of it, I think like if you use Deadlock in one way, in like one rifle, you're not gonna like if you charge it that way every time. If you go to a rifle that doesn't have it, you're not gonna like have to worry about you're not
gonna start like blading the charging handle. Like how many times do we like if somebody gives us a gun with like one of their guns and we're hitting the back of it?
Thing. So it's not like an extra thing. It's like, oh, I don't. Now the gun's not working because I'm so used to the Deadlock version.
Sure.
It never happens, right? It's the other way around. It's like, hey, if I don't put my thumb here on Deadlock, then it's not going to go off.
Correct.
You know, not going to rack back. So if you learn how to use the Deadlock part, you're not going to handicap yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
I also think that if you have a gun that's home defense or like your daily rifle, if you can understand what that term daily rifle means or you resonate with that, then you probably need Deadlock.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you're dailying your rifle, wherever you're doing, whatever you're doing
around, you're moving in different places. And like I used to like carry a rifle in the truck all the time and, you know, just thrown in the passenger seat, like muzzle down.
Yeah.
So that charging handle was the first thing that like hit on the seat.
Yep.
Like on the edge of the seat. So it's like you're having to worry about it coming out of battery, right? Or if you're riding with another person that's in there, you're smashing it in between like the center console and your seat. Yeah. That charging handle can grab on something. So like having it in and out of a vehicle, if you're going hunting or something like that, it's the same thing. Like in a UTV, it's constantly grabbing something. Right. So
yeah,
it's
so
another reason for it.
If you have a daily rifle, if you have one and you really daily it, then it needs a Deadlock. Yeah, I think.
And try it out. Like Brandon said, try it out. Yeah, give it a shot. If you're like, no, like I just genuinely don't like it, which is fine,
then you can save money.
You can go to GasLock for everything. So GasLock was our answer to the OEM manufacturers of can you build this so that we can use it in OEM settings. So like JP said, obviously this was driven by a demand of OEM manufacturers, a couple specific ones, which again, I cannot wait until we can share this with you.
But I have some of the rifles here.
Yeah. But until that happens, unfortunately, we can't leak the news of who we're working with. I think our viewers are going to be very excited. And I think that the people that have supported us since day one, are going to be very excited to see what we're kind of doing behind the scenes. We're very excited about it. If that gives you any kind of a reference, I can tell you genuinely that like I never thought I'd be working with the people that I'm working with right now.
Yeah.
So we're very, very blessed as a company, but I think it speaks a lot to the products that we make and the people that run the company. So and the way we run it. So that's GasLock. So it's a standard charging handle. It's got no lock, but it still features our gas defeating properties, hence the term GasLock. And it also features our patented truly ambidextrous design. Still has the truly ambidextrous wings. It still has the angled gusset for the strength. It's made in the same exact way that Deadlock is made, in the sense that all the science that we've approached it with as far as strength properties and everything, it's made out of the same exact material, so it's still all 7073. It's made with the same exact pins and springs, so still extreme duty passivated US made parts. It's everything that Deadlock is, it just does not have a button on it.
Yeah.
So there's no compromise as far as between Deadlock and GasLock except for the locking mechanism. We did not want this to seem like a downgrade in any way, shape, or form. because it's not. It was just, again, our answer to, can you make an OEM charging handle? And the answer, of course, was yes. And since we're making it for them, we thought we'd make it available for our customers. And of course, we understand that this is obviously going to be something that is a little more attuned to the civilian market, meaning that we would be a little bit easier for us, for dealers and distributors, to move this product.
Right.
And of course, that's something that we completely understand. That our distributors they probably won't move Deadlock in the masses, but they'll move some of them. But this is something that gives them a little bit more opportunity to move it, which is great for us because it gets the name out there. It shows people the quality of the products that we make because it makes it a little more accessible, maybe a little more affordable for them to buy. And again, by this time, it's probably available for pre-order. So you'll notice that the price is the same exact price as your modern gas busting charging handle. So hopefully that attracts a little bit more folks to give us a try. And then once you run one of our products, I think you'll understand that it's very different from every product in the market as far as quality and performance goes. So we are obviously going to offer it in an AR-15 and an AR-10 variant. We're also working on some other variants of it that we're very excited to announce soon. That kind of plays into some of the OEM stuff that we're doing. So super, super exciting stuff. Am I missing anything about GasLock, Brandon?
I don't think so.
I think so. The one thing I will say about GasLock, right, is if you are a shooter who has a silencer on your rifle and you shoot a lot, this is, I think, it is required equipment. And you guys probably won't say that because you're the manufacturer, but I'll say that. But here's why. The gas coming back at you, as somebody who's had to watch your lead levels, somebody who deals a lot with,
me too,
all of that stuff.
I mean,
the three of us here have all had issues with our lead levels.
Right.
Every shooter does.
And we're like, I think that the three of us are pretty precautious about it. Like when I got my results back, and this was probably like maybe six months ago when I first discovered it. Like I was pretty good about it, and I wasn't even shooting a lot.
Right.
It was kind of like in the peak of when we were ramping up manufacturing. So like I wasn't shooting, but like still just being around the range every day. So then I can only imagine like, the precautions and what you guys have to deal with. Right. So it's a really so to continue on with your point, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're 100% right with the direction that you're going.
Yeah. I'm just saying if you shoot, I won't even put a number out there, but like, let's say you shoot 100 rounds a month or so through your rifle suppressed. You need one.
Yep.
Because that gas, you're constantly eating that lead back in.
So the safe level for lead is like 0. Like that's what everybody wants to be at, right? So like anything that's going to reduce that is going to be beneficial, right?
Yeah.
So if it's a charging handle, if it's a flow through silencer, like whatever, if you have the option to buy it and you have the funds to do it, then do it.
Yeah.
Right?
And look, if somebody watching this is a shooter and you've never thought about that before, go get your lead levels tested.
Yeah, it's going to be high.
Yeah,
I can tell you.
It's
Your
gonna
doctor's going to freak out.
Yeah. So when they called me, they called me and I knew mine were going to be high. And again, like taking precautions, I knew they were going to be above a 0, and I pretty much knew they were going to be above a 5.
Yeah.
My goal was to be under 20 to 25.
Yeah.
Right. And so they called me and they were like, hey, not to get on a side topic here. They were like, hey, we got your results for your lead level back. The doctor wants to see you again tomorrow. And I was like, oh, well, what are they? And they're like, you're at a 16. I was like, oh, that's great. And the lady in the phone was like, no, that's terrible. And I was like, no, I'm a shooter and I do gun stuff, so it's not that bad. And she was like, oh, well, they didn't tell me that. I was like, okay. So I went to see my doctor, and I told her like I don't really shoot much. They're definitely coming down, right?
Yeah, sure.
So anyway, but yeah, so to play on your point is like if you're shooting suppressed, you need something that reduces a gas blowback to your face. So you need a gas reducing charging handle. And the only point to that I have to make is why would you not buy the one with the most features that, along with gas feeding properties? So,
right. Yeah.
Not to sell our own product, but it's like, if you want the most bang for your buck.
Well, I think I'll sell your product. You need the GasLock.
Yeah. Right? So, yeah. And, to also play on to what you're saying, we're currently dealing with, I could probably talk about it, but I'm not going to. We're dealing with a foreign special forces group right now that is testing out Deadlock, and they like the locking feature. Sure. They could care less about everything else, but it's the locking feature and the gas because of lead exposure and the restrictions in their country. So they actually like the country is taking actions against shooters, and it's a pretty gun friendly country, I think. Maybe not. It's obviously like the U.S., but like it's not like the U.K. or something.
Right.
So they're trying to protect their special forces and their law enforcement that are using these guns, and they want to see a reduction in exposure to both combustion gases and lead. So that is like one of the biggest reasons that they're T&Eing Deadlock. Is like, oh, you made a charging handle that works really well with gas, plus it has this additional feature. They're like, oh yeah, we'll definitely test it out. And so far the feedback has been like, awesome. We're just waiting to get our new guns and then we'll order them.
Perfect.
So hopefully, again, it's another thing that we'll be able to announce. And like that's a huge one again for validation and verification. It's like if you need any verification, like this person approached us at SHOT Show from an entirely different country that had heard about us.
Right.
So like that's another thing. Like we talked to the previous episode about businesses, like that's just like, holy cow.
Well, if it works, then word of mouth is, I mean, is the best type of marketing.
And that's what he said. He was like, one of my buddies passed by and told me to come check you guys out.
Nice.
So not to veer off the topic, but yeah, so that's GasLock in a nutshell. It's our answer to manufacturers' question of can you build an OEM charging handle? And we said yes, and we can maintain all the features of Deadlock at an affordable price for both the manufacturer and the consumer.
Yeah. Cool. So that's huge. That's a lot.
So with that, we have a lot of shows coming. Probably
which states?
None of them are public is the problem. So a lot of TOA shows. But if you happen to be a tactical officer in any of these states, it's May.
They should be the models. Once this releases, the models should be in store within a month of whenever this show releases too. So if you're local, come to Sentry Defense and we'll have models there and for sale and for you to test out too on rental guns.
By July 1st, you should be able to buy them off our website. But by the time this airs, you will be able to pre-order them because we do have a lot that are allocated towards this OEM section or sector. So they're not going to be like rare, but they might be initially. So make sure you go pre-order one now and make sure you get your hands, especially on the one you want, because like we saw with Deadlock, that like the FDE stuff was very popular. And obviously FDE is a little bit more for us to manufacture. We don't charge our consumers anymore to buy FDE, but because they're a little bit more expensive for us to manufacture, we do make a little bit less of them, and we just sell less of them. That's just the way FDE goes, right? So if you want an FDE one, make sure you go pre-order an FDE one. Plus, that gives us an idea of what you guys want. But by the time this airs, just in case we happen to miss the two shows that we have coming up, we have no, this won't be out by Michigan. OTOA, we have the Ohio Tactical Officers Association coming up. If you happen to be in that area and you're going to that show, make sure to come see us. I think of personnel stuff. I'll be there if you want to come say hi.
You go to Michigan?
Yeah, I'll be in both. I'll be in both, but I don't think this Michigan's next week. So this won't be out by then, but it should be out by Ohio. So if you're in the Ohio area, come stop by. Like if you are a viewer, like we would absolutely love. I'm going to try to push some of this stuff on manufacturers' Instagram so that we can maybe get some guys that are might see it. After that, in August, you can come see us in Denver at the RMTTA, which is the Rocky Mountain Tactical Officers Association. That encompasses a lot of the states around Colorado. So if you're in that area, come see us in Denver. Immediately a week after that, we'll be in DC for NTOA, which is the National Tactical Officers Association. So if you happen to be going to that one, come see us.
And there'll be, like I said, they're Sentry if you're local, Sentry Defense, but they'll also be in our dealers too within that month. They should be if they're ordering them.
The dealers,
that we have that are already set up. And if you have like a gun shop that wants to become a dealer and they don't stock our products now,
tell them to contact.
Yeah, tell them to contact us. Send us an email and we'll get them set up with a dealer. Our buy-in's like super low, so we can send them over handles and they can have buy-in for Deadlock and GasLock at the same time.
Yeah, so it's really easy. That's something to note too. Like if you do have like a local gun shop that you want to stock our products, we do have like conditions, obviously, because we can't just like have like onesies and twosies, but our buy-in and our maintain for dealer accounts is very low because we want the smaller shops to be able to stock our products for you guys.
Because we are
a small shop.
Like we have a
we get it.
We have a gun shop and it's very small insides, and that was like one of our main things. It's like, and we talk to other business things. It's like, hey, you need to have this type of buy-in. We're like, no
way.
Like, we're not going to do it. I don't care if it's like bad business, but because we know the struggles of a smaller gun shop, and we want it to be accessible, right? Like we wanted people to go and be able to put their hands on it at a shop and be like, yeah, I can feel the quality, right? And so it will be in there.
And like 3 years down the line, like businesses grow, and that might not be as true because you're having to maintain so many accounts. So while we're growing and new products are coming out, make sure that you go to your local gun shop and have them contact us. They can go on our website. There's a support page for dealer account requests, stuff like that. So make sure they reach out and contact us. So we have that. NTOA will be in will be at the MTTOA, which is the Mississippi Tennessee Tactical Officers Association, in October. Mm-hmm. We're actually not going to have a booth there. We will be with somebody. Can't talk about that yet, but I can tell you we won't have a booth. We'll be there with somebody. So, but we will be there. So hopefully by that time we can talk about we'll have podcasts on some of the stuff that we did, because by that point it'll be pretty public knowledge of.
Well, by that time, you'll be. Even if it's not announced, you'll be there with somebody.
Yeah. Well, actually, in September we'll be doing that. So in September we'll be at Silence in the Heartland. It's in Nebraska.
Okay.
So we'll be there as well with somebody. And this is all just like kind of like we call it carpet bagging. It's like we work with a company. They want us to go hang out with them at this thing because they use our product. So. And then there may be some shows in between, and then obviously SHOT Show. We do have some cool, exciting stuff for SHOT Show. We can talk about this. I mean, it's like pretty public knowledge. We got a new booth for SHOT Show this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we are out of the basement.
We're not in the basement.
It only took us 1 year to get out of the basement. So we did make it into the military and law enforcement section at SHOT Show, which is going to be really big for exposure for Sentry.
Cool.
So we're super excited about that.
Yeah.
Super cool stuff. We're like very rare. Like when I signed up to get out of the basement, the lady like actually laughed at me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was very polite, but she was like, how long have you been exhibiting? I was like, it's our first year. She was like, oh. She asked me, she's like, you ever heard that Aerosmith song, Dream On? I was like, I have heard that song. But we did get out of it actually. So word of mouth spread, and we won like we had a lot of exposure at SHOT Show. We even like got like some awards and stuff. So
there you go.
We're doing things. So,
and if we can fight off the flu, maybe the Brown Duke Gun Show will have an appearance over there.
Yeah. We'll have a little more room this year.
We will have
a little more room this year. So,
a lot more
room this year.
Well,
so we're very, very, very excited about that. We're really excited about the products we're working on. So, I would like to announce also that we are working on some non-charging handle products. Not going to tell you what they are and ruin the surprises. So I think we've talked about this before, that whenever you start a company, kind of like we did, and somebody sees like, hey, like this product you made is really cool. Mm-hmm. Like, do you think you could do this? A lot of that starts to happen. So a lot of our products that we're working on currently kind of do stem from a lot of that.
Yeah.
Which is cool because it's different products that we get to work on.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like, not that we wouldn't have had an idea to do it before, but it kind of rushes the process of like, make this product.
Sure.
So we're again, can't talk about what it is or who we're working with or any of that, but very excited that we're doing some non-charging handle stuff because people think we're just a charging handle company. We're not just a charging handle company. Mm-hmm. We happen to just have made a very good charging handle that people wanted us to make different variants for. What else? If you're not following us on social media, make sure we do. We talk about all these shows and stuff on our social media beforehand. And if you're a law enforcement officer, like I'm pretty sure it's pretty easy for you to get into these shows. I think I've had one or two people that have been like, oh yeah, I've seen your product, seen the show, yada, yada. And then also We give out cool stuff at the shows that you can't really get anywhere else. So check us out.
One thing I just thought of, for the local Leo and military 3-gun match, the Voodoo or whatever, you guys should get a team out there.
Yeah, they won't let you.
You have to be law enforcement.
You have to be law enforcement military in order to shoot.
Well, right. We can make one.
We have. I mean, you think about the guys in the club.
Oh yeah.
That shoot it.
That'd be so not fair. I'm down. No, but we did. We went to Voodoo last year.
They said Dutch was talking to me about it. He said they might let me shoot it if I volunteer to like RO.
Oh, you've got RO. Yeah. No, I'm just thinking. We've got guys like maybe like Luke or Matt Landry.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say those names. Whatever.
Yeah.
But you can. They're shooters.
Yeah.
Maybe slap a what you call it?
A jersey or something.
A jersey and a deadlock on their rifles.
Yep.
Let them go.
Yeah,
most of them are like using our handles anyway. Like they bought them.
Yeah.
Just use them in their personal guns.
Yeah, we actually do. We actually picked up a guy that shoots 3-gun as well. That just started utilizing our handle. Okay. And he's already made social media posts about it at this point. So if you happen to see this, and I'll text him about it, Thomas, if you happen to see this, thanks for everything you've been doing, man. So I would just like to read something because we talked about this earlier. That he sent me regarding the button thing. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the inconvenience here. Here we go.
Is this on his socials?
Yeah, it's on
his
Instagram.
Socials, yeah.
On his Instagram. What's the Instagram handle?
We reposted it.
Okay.
So
go to Sentry Manufacturing.
Yeah, it's a caveman_actual. He's a 3-gun shooter. And he saw the product and he was like, hey, this is really cool. I'm going to give it a try. So I'll just read real quick his email. So he's a 2-gun shooter, rifle pistol.
Oh, rifle pistol.
Yeah. So, he said, he put about 75 rounds through the gun. He didn't have a lot of time pre-match. But he put about 75, rounds through the gun. And then he decided to wait until his 2-gun match to actually run the gun hard, which is kind of interesting because he kind of just like jousted into the competition with a brand new product, right?
Right.
But he said he's very happy to report that he shot the entire match with 0 gas to the face, very pleased with the charging handle. Almost all the stages required starting with a magazine inserted but no round in the chamber, forcing you to use just the charging handle, and the deadlock button posed no issues for me with no pre-practice. I think it's safe to say that this is not coming out of my gun anytime soon. So
awesome.
Pretty cool feedback. Yeah. So our 2-gun guys out there that might be afraid of the deadlock thing, again, try it out. If you don't like it, pin it, lock it. Again, thanks to Thomas for that feedback. Thank you for the social media post. So caveman_actual. We reposted his post on our social media, so make sure to give Thomas a follow. He's going to kind of be the, our 2-gun guy.
Your 2-gun spokesman.
So I was like, dude, you'd be our first 2-gun guy. So, good up, Thomas. Keep shooting, buddy. And thanks for the review.
Awesome. Very cool. Lots of things going on. Sentry Manufacturing.
Yeah, we have a lot. So make sure to stay tuned to our socials. Like I said, as soon as we can talk about the stuff we're doing, we're going to be more than happy to share it because we want everybody to know about it. And then people will look back at the podcast and be like, dang, if I would have just watched the Brown Dude Gun Show, I would have known about all this stuff. But
there you go. Tune in, subscribe.
Yep.
Do the things, whatever you're supposed to do.
Yep.
So let's turn over to Sentry Defense. So I know it is the beginning of summer or almost the beginning of summer. Now is a perfect time to start shooting because this is kind of the lull period of Sentry Defense, and there will probably be lanes open for you.
Yeah. So right now is a great, during the summertime because it's super hot in South Louisiana. So having an indoor shooting range that's always 70 degrees is super nice.
Yeah.
But what I would usually find is whenever summertime starts and kids get out of school, people get out of habits. So if you are shooting, stay with it. Try to set a certain day or a certain time that you're going to go to the range and continue. Because people I have vacations or something else coming up, so they're running around trying to figure out the kids' schedule and they forget to go and shoot. Right. So then next time they get out of habit, and then next time they remember, they're like, oh man, it's been 4 months since I shot. Right. So try to stay with it once a month. Be like, hey, on the 15th or on the 1st, that week, the first week of the month, I'm going to make it over there on the Wednesday of every month. So try to stay in the
Thursday.
habit.
Or the Thursday at 5:30.
That's right. Come and shoot competition. So that's a great way. And that's what's really cool about league night is it's a set time. So it requires people to go.
Right.
So some people have that issue. It's man, if it's open all the time, they're like, I don't need to go right now. I can go another time.
Mhm.
Whereas like on league night, it's like every Thursday. So I have to go at this time.
Right.
So it forces them to go, which is kind of helpful. Some people need that, you know?
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Try to stay with a training regimen, keep doing your dry fire, stock up on anything. Ammo is pretty cheap right now still.
Yep.
It hasn't influxed or anything like that.
And
Even
we've
with
talked
the tariffs.
we've talked about that before, right?
Yep.
Now is a really, really good time to buy ammo.
Really good. Buy anything really. Like there's nothing that's like crazy. Everything's available. Guns are available. NFA stuff's available. It's coming back around. Like silencers for a little while was out. Now everything's back in stock pretty much.
Yeah.
We can get it. So buy whatever you need now. Don't wait until hunting season where things go out of stock or you can't find ammo. Like start buying all your hunting ammo now and just kind of stocking up for it. Because whenever that time comes, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And people get behind. They're like, oh, I go hunting this weekend. I got to find ammo. And I shoot a 300 Weatherby mag. It's like, good luck finding ammo.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, go and search for this stuff or order it off of, online distributors.
You're not going to find it at the Academy.
No.
Yeah.
So get that stuff now. You can order it on sentrydef.com. All the things are linked to our distributor, so it can ship directly to your house unless it's a gun. So go ahead and do that now. Get all your guns checked out, like hunting guns. We talked about that before, like after hunting season. But if you haven't done that, another reminder, make sure that you get all that stuff cleaned, get your gun zeroed, get everything ready for hunting season now instead of right before it.
Yeah.
Good time to buy a silencer. The wait times
Great
are very
time to buy a silencer.
the wait times are very short right now, but in the happenstance that you do happen to go over, you make sure you'll have your suppressor for hunting season, and then you want to make sure you have time to get your gun sighted in with the suppressor. So great time to buy a suppressor as well.
Every year we have in August, they're like, hey, like I want to buy a silencer. You think it's gonna be in? It's like it could be. It could be in like September, but like we don't know for sure if it's gonna be approved. So buy your silencer now, and it should be approved. By hunting season.
Yeah, because what turnover time now is like
usually
less
month.
than 2 months.
It's like a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the happenstance,
right.
Yeah.
Well, I even
case.
had one that's in my trust, right?
Yeah.
And it was like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't
Some of them
about
are like
normal.
9 days, like 3 days. Like it just depends. Like we have no
Right.
explanation, but most of them were saying about a month.
Yeah.
Yep. Get all that stuff.
So we're approaching June. We're like mid-May right now. We're approaching June. Mid-year, also probably a good time to go change your batteries and your optics.
change out your ammo.
Change out your defense ammo. Shoot all of that up.
Re-zero your gun whenever you do
Re-zero
that.
your guns.
Like every time you change out a battery, it's another good way to like go to the range, bring all your self-defense guns, whether it be your concealed carry, your home defense rifle, or home defense shotgun, like whatever it is, like and go and re-zero them. Like make sure they're still zeroed. Because I like to check that, even if I never moved anything, never moved an optic, and usually changing the battery, like on a battery tray, it's not going to change the zero of the optic, but it's just another good reminder to make sure that you have a good confirmed zero.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so it's worth noting too, right? Like even if the physical mount never changes and you don't touch anything with that, even if you're bumping it into stuff, let's just assume that that's solid and it never moves. The only way you'll know if your optic is going out, right, is to test it.
Yep.
And if it's your defense gun or if it's your home defense rifle, the last thing you want to do is find out in the heat of the moment that you're not hitting where you think you're supposed to be hitting.
Yeah.
Or
because zero is everything.
Correct.
Right? Like you have to have a good zero.
Yeah. So you need to check it.
Yep.
Optics go bad.
Yep.
Right?
And it shouldn't be but 10 rounds. So like you can bring 10 guns over there. Like, I don't know how many self-defense guns you have. Like usually I have like at least 3 like go-to that I have to confirm every time that I use regularly. A concealed carry gun, a rifle that I use for travel, and a home defense rifle. That's like 3 that I have to check. And some of the other ones, like if you have a bigger gun or a smaller gun for concealed carry, I used to have that 1 year. I had to change both of those. But you can bring 5 or 6 guns and check them all within 10 minutes.
Yeah,
right? Because they should be zeroed. So it's just confirming it, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. And, and again, anything mechanical can go bad. So, even if it has been in zero for the past 5 years, you still need to check it because you never know, that optic could go out. It's rare. It's not as rare as you think, actually.
No.
It's not as rare as you think. So
a gun is a machine, so it's better if it's being used.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're keeping up with it and you keep doing things. If you just get it set up and put it in a safe and never look at it again, like something else is going to go bad. Your batteries could have corroded and messed with the faulty of the flashlight or the optic or something like that,
And well, and people may think that I'm saying this just to try to sell more optics. It's like, no, I have personally broken double-digit number of optics due to heavy use or abuse.
I've broken double digits in 1 year.
Yeah, you and I have both, right? Yeah.
I think I saw it in a week one time.
Yeah, that manufacturer.
There's no way. I was like, oh no.
I remember at one time Blake put it on and it already started to walk like within like 5 rounds.
Brandon did it in like 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah. We're like, oh, they can't handle how fast we shoot. Like that's a joke. Like you're like, I'm gonna break this thing by doing a bill drill. Like we're just doing bill drills until it shatters.
Yeah. Oh man. No, and it's unfortunate, but yeah, I mean they do. Clearly there are some that are better than others.
Yeah.
But again, suffice to say, you need to check zero, especially. Well, everybody needs to check their zero at least twice a year.
Yeah.
If you're carrying these, your life depends on them.
Yep.
You need to know they work.
And what's a great time, like if you're changing out your hollow points, like Austin mentioned, use the ammo that you're changing out to zero the gun.
Absolutely.
Because that's what you want it to be zeroed at. You don't want it like to shoot 124 hollow points in your self-defense gun, but you're zeroing it with 115s. Like, no, I don't care if it's zeroed at the range if I'm going plink around. I care if it's zeroed if I'm in a life or death situation, right?
Yeah.
So zero it with that ammo, the self-defense ammo. So if you're changing out, people ask all the time, like, all right, so I'm putting new ones in there. What do I do with the old ones? I'm like, shoot them. Like, what else are you going to do with it? You're going to throw it away? Like, no, go ahead and shoot them. So while you're shooting them, instead of like just burning them and throwing them down range, confirm your zero and then do like a cold drill where like you go in there, like, all right, I'm going to do a headshot at 7 yards off of timer with no rounds down range, like right whenever I walk in. So that way you see the recoil of the hollow point, like, and the impulse of the gun from nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a great time to do that.
Yeah, I agree. So, and now's the time, right? I mean, we're getting in June. If you don't have a different schedule than 6 months, month 6 of the year, it's time to start looking at that stuff. And then at month 12, Christmas time, start to look at that too, right?
I always do Christmas and July 4th because it's right in between.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
The thing that I just started doing, Amazon will allow you to do subscribe and save kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I subscribe and save to the batteries every 6 months.
Yep.
So now when they appear, it's like, oh, okay, I guess it's
I have to do it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
That's a good idea.
So,
and we do sell the batteries at Sentry. Like if you don't know, if you know what kind of battery you are, you can buy them and buy them in bulk if you have a bunch. But if you're like, hey, I have this gun, I haven't changed the battery yet, you bring it into the shop. We usually have the batteries that fit inside that optic.
Sure.
If it's a red dot. And we can change it for you. You buy the battery with us, we'll change out the battery for you.
Yeah.
Unless we got to remount the red dot, then we'll charge you for it. But
yeah,
if you just unscrew a battery tray, we have all the tools and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that is one pain in the neck, right? Like those,
go find them.
Those tools are just, oh gosh,
Like the little hollow sun ones, like
they walk away.
Oh man, it's like it's really. It looks like a flathead, so you think like you can fit a flathead, but you can't.
It's too small.
It's so small.
You'll gum up. Trust me, I've gummed up the screw on one of them just because I'll just force feed a screwdriver in here and it
tears it up.
Yeah,
it's tough.
So,
cool.
What else? I guess as far as the club goes, so there is some news for the summer. Well, I guess it's more of the fall, but we will have the first annual Lafayette Practical Shooter Sentry Defense Club Championship in September. We are going to have, you're closing the range all day on Sunday for our normal Sunday match, but we're going to allow more shooters to sign up. Hopefully we'll get folks from outside. Ideally, we get some sponsors, some prizes, all of that stuff. We are going to have the AceVR stuff set up outside, so people waiting to shoot, they can do AceVR. Hopefully it won't be too hot or raining or something weird like that. If it's raining or whatever, we can bring them inside to the classroom and do that kind of stuff. There is somebody making jambalaya, so that'll be fun. I'll probably do a show from over there, broadcast. So if you guys want to be on the show, come on over.
If you have a business or someone with a business that wants to donate for the donations, or like contribute
the prize
to the
giveaway,
match, prize giveaway, we can do that. We're trying to make it an event that way it's advertising and things. So if you want to support that event, then contact me at brandon@sentrydef.com and we can get you set up as a vendor.
For sure. Yeah. So that'll be a big thing. The guys are really, they're working hard on it already. It's May and they're in the planning stages and trying to make it really cool. And trying to bring in attract folks from outside who don't usually shoot our match to come try it. It'll be a good time for anybody who's not tried practical shooting to come shoot, right? It'll be beginner friendly, of course. All of our matches are. But
and even to come and watch, like, so sometimes people can't come on Thursdays if they're busy or whatever. This will be on a Sunday, and it'll be like kind of an all-day event. So if you want to come and watch and see what USPSA is about, you can come in for an hour and come and look and watch people shoot and then like leave.
Yeah,
you know, like you don't have to stay there all day, since it's a longer period of time that we're going to be shooting for.
Yep. So I think that's that. What else is going on at the range? Classes? Are you having any?
We have concealed carry classes about every month or every other month. Our next one's in June. So if you want to get updated on any laws, or if you're looking for a good starter class, or people always ask like, hey, what's a good fundamental class that I want to learn how to shoot a gun and want to learn safety and stuff? Concealed carry classes are great for that, because it goes over firearm safety. It goes over all the nomenclature of the gun, basic pistol shooting fundamentals and techniques, and it goes over the laws of justification. So you kind of get everything in one day.
How about any sort of, I guess, your defensive rifle, defensive pistol stuff?
Just thinking about that. We've been needing to do that.
Yeah, we haven't had one scheduled. Hopefully we can start looking at one during the end of summer, like maybe August or something. We can probably schedule one.
Yeah. The one thing I've been playing around with, thinking about how to do, is virtual lessons. I don't know how to administer that, but if you guys are listening and you're interested in being like a guinea pig for virtual lessons, like if you didn't, you only want to come to the range once every so often, but you want somebody to critique your dry fire technique, we can figure something like that out. I know that, there's a lot more stuff moving to online training. And so, we're open to it too. Just, we don't know exactly how to administer that. Right. So if you're interested in that, contact Brandon and contact me or Austin, and we'll try to figure something out. Right? You'd be the guinea pig. You guys would be the guinea pigs, but if it'll help you guys, maybe yet another product we could offer through the range that'll be helpful for everybody.
Yep, definitely.
Guys, I don't know what else is going on at the range.
We're Brandon and I are pretty engulfed in manufacturing right now, so we got a lot of cool things coming at the range, but we're I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, as far as major
we're
matches,
busy. It's a good thing.
Yeah, the team just a number of the guys just went to shoot the Mississippi Classic. I think they did really well. We had one guy come up. I think he won the senior division.
Yeah.
So Glenn, shout out to Glenn, won the senior division, and they're getting a lot of the other guys. Jay, Dutch, Shane. Our junior shooter, I don't know if he wants to be named or not, but our junior shooter, they were out there. I think Colin and Caitlin were out there. And Scott, Jason, all of those guys, had a big time, I think, and did really well. So
these states have to get, starting to get tired of hearing about our club.
We were talking about last show, we were talking about branding and all of that stuff.
Just get better.
Yeah. That is one of the things that I always found, like, with the club, is that like one of those things that feel good about what you've done is that I'll have shooters from my old Houston days contact me and are like, hey, we saw your guys. I'm like, how do you know they were our guys? And they're like, oh, they were wearing your uniform.
Yeah,
I was like,
wearing the Sentry Defense logo.
Yeah, they're wearing the logo. It's like, well, how'd they do? Like, oh, they're good.
Yeah. There's no better feeling than go to another state and win their state championship.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Brandon owns like 6 states around us.
6 states, all the surrounding states.
Yeah, if you're from any state that surrounds Louisiana, Brandon owns you.
That's right.
So, that's a pretty good feeling. It's like, I won your state champion. I'm not even resident.
Yeah, and then our guys come win senior. They'll come win A class. They'll come win B class. They'll come win, So
if you don't think we're real shooters, we did the AceVR thing Friday for an event for Blake, and it was pretty funny.
Did you do it? Did you finally get to do it?
I did. I finally did get to do it. Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah,
it was really like I like definitely like I'd be addicted to it.
Yeah,
it's really
it'd become
fun.
a problem.
Yeah, it's really fun
because like it was almost like a match where you had it, and they were like having hit factors and stuff.
Yeah,
and then like, oh man, did y'all try it out? I was like, yeah. So like you pick up the gun and like you double their score. Yeah, and they're like, oh man, y'all like must play this game a lot. It was like,
yeah,
well,
you must play this game a lot.
We're competitive shooters, right? And they're like, really?
Well, no, Brandon's a competitive shooter, and Blake does play this game a lot.
They don't realize that, they just see us like at the event, and they're like, what do you mean? It's like, well, yeah, like national champions or state champions and stuff, and like, oh, like y'all actually do this.
We do this the real thing.
Yeah, we're like real shooters.
So I did finally get to do it, and it was really cool, and it also really reminded me that I have not shot in a long time.
Yeah.
It was bad.
The mics are real. At least they were free.
It was bad. It was so bad. But yeah, it was pretty cool to watch. And then like it was even like it was a skeet shoot. So they had like an hour and a half, 2 hours where there was no shooters.
Yeah.
And like so me and Brandon were just playing with it.
Yeah.
Well, trying to fix it. Just the inputs went out, and then we were on like Wi-Fi and stuff. So Brandon and I were playing with it, and like we were even sitting there like I was like, dude, try shooting it this way, and he shot it, and he's like, that's the way. That's how Blake's doing it.
Yeah, that's the gaming way.
We're sitting here stage planning a game, you know, and then Blake comes shoot it, and me and Brandon were like, yep, he knew it. He knew the stage plan.
Yeah.
So bad. Like
Yeah.
I sent you the picture whenever we're at nationals. So we're shooting it in the hotel room. Me and Blake shooting.
No kidding.
Oh yeah, shooting AceVR in the hotel room, trying to beat each other at a game.
That's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
And people are like, what is wrong with y'all? It's like we're both super competitive.
Yeah.
Like,
So now it's all over my it's like all over my TikTok feed.
oh yeah.
AceVR practical shooting is like all over my TikTok feed now.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's and like when you shoot with like somebody else, like if you guys play together, like you have like little characters that you can sit there and watch. And like the stuff that I have like been seeing is like a guy that's actually he coaches people in USPSA with AceVR.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so like that's what I've been seeing, and it's like, man, that's actually pretty cool that like this guy's I don't know who it is. Like I'll find it and send it to y'all, but he's coaching people in USPSA through AceVR. And like you turn and you look, and he's got like a character, and his character's holding his open gun, and you know, it's pretty cool. Like like we have come a long way.
Oh man,
Tim Herron.
Is it Tim?
I don't know, but I know he's on that game.
Oh, is he?
Like all the time.
Oh yeah.
He has like a high score on that game.
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
Tim's a good shooter. He's like a GM.
He's a GM. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a single stack guy.
Yeah.
So
I don't know who it is, but like I said, it just like we talked about it, and obviously I got hit by the algorithm. So it's all over my stuff now.
You know what's interesting? Like I have buddies in Kentucky who to my knowledge have never watched the show, are starting to get the shorts fed to them because they're gun guys.
I get it on TikTok
awesome.
now.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, hey, why am I seeing? They send me texts like, why am I seeing you on YouTube? I'm like, bro. Like I'm a thing, right?
Yeah.
You don't know?
Am I not famous enough?
Yeah.
Or what is this?
You know, this is the Brown Dude Gun Show. Don't you know?
Yeah. We have a thing.
I was trying to see if I scroll long enough.
So, but it's so the content's starting to get everywhere.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah, we're we were talking about before the show, like we're almost technically at 1,000 subscribers, which is incredible.
We're getting close.
Go subscribe if you haven't. If it's your first time seeing it, like I said, as we do more manufacturing stuff, we'll try to start pushing a little more on that side. So if you're happen to be a Sentry Manufacturing follower that is seeing this for the first time, make sure you subscribe, because you do get a lot of information beforehand on this show, because like we run the business and we do the podcast.
Well, and frankly, sometimes we don't have anything else to talk about. It's like, oh, okay, this is the hot burning stuff.
If you have something you want us to talk about that's like manufacturing wise, or you want to know more about what defense, or you want to know more about us or practical shooting, definitely like give us topics. We're always, or if you want us to review something, like there's a new gun you saw you want us to review, or there's like, you know, something you want us to review, drop in the comments. We love reviewing stuff.
Or send it to us.
We reviewed cookies
today.
Send it
to us. Send it to us.
Yeah. If it's food, we will definitely review it.
For sure. Yeah. Well, the kids, I told you, right? The kids are cooking in a barbecue contest this weekend. So yeah, man, we're all about food.
Yeah.
We are all about food. Sure. I think that, so I think the play is you got to subscribe to the trifecta. You got to do manufacturing, got to do Sentry Defense, and you got to get on the Brown Dude Gun Show, because that gets you everything.
Yep.
Right. I do need to try to fire up another Instagram because the Instagram got canned because it was gun content.
I was trying to tag you a little while ago, and then nothing came up.
No, they killed it. They killed they unceremoniously killed my account. My login stopped working and it was just gone. You know, so if you're out there subscribing to the Brown Dude Gun Show on Instagram, sorry, I don't know what happened, but they took it away. But we're everywhere. We're on X, we're on Rumble, we're on Spotify, anywhere you want. Apple Podcasts, yep. And TikTok. We got, some stuff on TikTok. Yeah. There are a couple of folks I reached out to on TikTok that, trying to get on the show. Just haven't been able to coordinate yet. And then, so we are going to have some more guests outside of just, us three, and, a bunch of different shooters. So, stay tuned.